Hi, I'm Gina and welcome to my channel, Gypsy Jessie Minis. Today we're going to be starting a new project, and it is all around an idea that I had in my head to create a catio from an external building. And the idea behind it, test out some techniques and for creating brickwork, for creating corrugated iron roofing, and just some general things that I was interested in trying. And so this is where this concept has come from. It's called Escape from the Catio, and a catio is an external structure to a building to allow your cat or animal to be able to explore the outside world but being able to be kept safe. And so this was an idea that I had around, what if the structure was abandoned? What if the cats were still hanging around but could get in and out? What if there was maybe a dog sniffing around, that sort of thing, and what would that scene look like? So that's kind of where the concept has come from, and I'm videoing these in a more of a blog style. So hopefully you'll get something out of it, but please comment below if there's anything that you like, anything that's missing that you'd like to see. I'd love to hear from you, and please like and subscribe to my channel, and let's get started. Okay, so to begin with, I've got the base here. So I've cut it down to size and doubled it up with 2 layers of foam board. It's just 5mm foam board that you would normally use for sort of art projects and bits and pieces like that. Most of this project will be made with matte board, which is about 1mm thick, and foam board, which what we're using here. And the foam board is what we'll be using for the entire frame or box. I'm going to call it a box just so that we know what I'm talking about. It'll make more sense as we go through. There I just marked out a bit of a floor plan just to give me an idea of size, and here I'm marking out the height of the wall at the back, or to box out the frame. So just making out that, and then what I've used is the base to mark out how big it needs to be. I can measure it out, but it was just as quick to do it this way with marking out with what I already had. And then I've used the rest of it to do the 2 smaller sides. So the idea is that the box will cover or frame out the size of the building, and leaving open the yard patio type of area ready for the catio to be installed. So there I'm just marking it out. So you have to forgive me of the aspect of the recording. I didn't realize that it was being recorded in portrait until I got much further down into the video. And of course I couldn't go back and re-record it because this is all being glued together. So here I'm just gluing in the back wall, and just making sure that it's all pressed in nice and tight, and that everything is all nice and square, and then just doing the 2 sides as well. So on the base there I've done the floor plan, so the size of the building that I'm going to build out is roughly to the shape of the walls that I've created here. So it's not going to go all the way out to the edge of the base, and the left hand side there is going to come out a little bit further. It's going to create a bit of an L shape in the building. It'll make more sense as I kind of go a little bit further on, but this is just creating kind of a bit of a frame for it. So what I do here is create a bit more strength for the corners. So I'm using some paper. It's about 120 grams, so it's a little bit heavier weight than copy paper. Copy paper is about 80 gram. And so it just, but it's not as heavy as cardstock. So it means that we kind of, it's easy to bend in half, and then it's easier to glue in, on the corners. And I go around and do all of the external corners and also all of the internal corners as well. And what it does is, just like I said, it just adds a lot more strength to the foam board, because it does tend to want to warp a little bit, and also if I bump it, or if the cat jumps up, if Loki jumps up and knocks it off the table for whatever reason, then it's got a little bit more, I want to say give, but it's not really give, it's more, it's just a lot more stronger. So once that dries, it's pretty good. Here I'm just going in and just painting it all black. So what I want it to do is, I basically want this walls of the box to disappear. So I just want them to blend into the background. Now the actual box itself is, or the project itself is only to be viewed from the front. It's not to be viewed from the back. I guess if I had thought about it a bit more, I potentially could have made it so that you could view the whole project all the way around. But as I've started it out already, that wasn't the intention from what I had in my head. So just painting around all the edges, painting around. I do paint the back of it as well, even though that won't be seen. But I just wanted to make sure that because it's the foam board, if I paint both sides of it, it's got less likelihood of warping, because there's, the moisture from the paint is on both sides. So it just gives me a little bit more flexibility. And of course the base is a double layer anyway, so it's not as bad as far as that goes. So yeah, just painting it all black, and then also around the edges of the base, and then what I'm doing is just kind of coming up over the edge a little bit. The actual exterior, most part of it where I've left white, will be sort of outdoor tiles. At this stage they'll be outdoor tiles. I may change my mind, but yeah, so it's it's coming along, and so this is the first part of the project. Hope you enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe.